Shalom, everyone. Most High in Christ bless. This is your favorite credit counselor, Sister Daya, House of Officer Job. So, in this episode of Money Management, we want to talk about improving your credit, what that would look like, and helping you to become the best financially savvy individual that you can be. And I want to talk about first starting off with improving your credit score and how it can have a huge impact on your finances. Yes, a huge impact on your finances. How can we make and stretch that dollar as far as it can go? And having a good credit score makes it easier for you to do those things. And that comes to when you may need to borrowing money to make a major purchase like a home or a vehicle, and qualifying for the best interest rates, right? So whether you're building your credit from scratch or trying to improve it, boosting your credit score in this time frame in our walk is a doable goal. So first, I want to speak to what is a good credit score. Your credit score is a 3-digit number that provides a snapshot to lenders of how responsible you are in managing your debt. And yes, managing your debt. I know many of us were taught to just make our monthly payments on time, but we also have to understand how to manage our debt. And you actually have many different credit scores, but they're all based on information in your credit reports from the 3 different credit bureaus, which are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Now, not all creditors report to all 3 credit bureaus. This is the reason why you have 3 different credit scores. So you'll have a high, a middle, and a low credit score. And typically, most lenders look at your middle score. Normally, when you are purchasing a home, that is what they would look at, is that middle score out of those 3 or from those 3 credit bureaus, right? And so your credit scores are not a measure of your overall financial health. Essentially, they're intended to show lenders how likely you are to repay the money that you borrow, right? So FICO scores are the most widely used type of credit scores, and this is what those 3 credit bureaus will provide. They typically range between 300 to 850. And here's a little bit better of a breakdown of those credit scores. So within this scale, you'll be able to see that between 580 to 669 is a fair, a 670 to 739 is good, 740 to 799 is very good, and an 800 or higher is exceptional. And if you're under a 580, it's considered poor, right? Most times you're not lendable at that time. So the following factors determine your credit score. Payment history holds about 35% of your credit score, and is the most important FICO score factor is whether you've made on-time payments for credit amounts in the past. Credit utilization, 30%. I speak to this a lot when I do counseling with consumers about keeping your credit utilization under 30%. And the way that you would do that is take your limit times 30%, and that equals what you need to keep your balance paid down under each month. Another factor to determine your credit score is the length of credit. That is 15%. And new credit is 10% of your credit score, and credit mix is 10% of your credit score. And credit mix is pretty much just having different types of credit, like a credit card or mortgage and an installment loan. Those mix of credits typically are good things for your credit scores, right? So your credit score will likely vary somewhat depending on which credit bureau is providing the information, like I said. So you'll have that high, medium, and the low. And not everyone has a credit score, believe it or not, which essentially equates to bad credit. a tip to help build your credit is to take out a secure credit card. A secure credit card, in the simplest way that I can explain it, is like a debit card that reports to your credit report. All the same factors apply to it. The only difference between a secured credit card and an unsecured credit card is with an unsecured credit card, the creditors will give you the money on your credit card. With a secured credit card, you are that creditor. You will be the one putting the money on the credit card. All right, so 10 ways to improve your credit score. So if you're ready to start improving your credit score, here is a simple roadmap, right? Number 1, you want to look for errors on your credit report. Number 2, pay your bills on time. That's the part that we've been taught, right? Make sure you pay your bills on time. Number 3, ask a loved one to make you an authorized user on your credit report. Next is get a credit card if you don't have one. Number 5, look for a credit builder loan. The sixth thing to help boost your credit is if you already have established credit, you can request for your credit limit to be increased. So once you've proven your credit worthiness, or if you've already have a credit card and a solid payment history, consider asking a card issuer, Chase, Visa, MasterCard, to increase your credit limit. Number 7, get your rent payments in front of your credit bureaus. That is another great way to boost your credit score, showing that you have made those payments on time. You could definitely do that to help boost your credit score. Number 8, avoid closing old credit cards. So instead of closing your credit cards, again, managing them. Even if you put your cell phone on that credit card or your Netflix account, whatever small amount that you typically pay cash for, put it on the credit card. Even though you don't want to use that credit card, you don't want to close it either. Paying your debt off strategically is another way to boost your credit score. Next, you can see if a debt consolidation loan will save you money. Again, I'm not a huge fan on loans, but it is a tool that you would be able to use to help boost your credit score, right? So make sure you do the math and your due diligence of reading the terms and making sure that it is going to be beneficial. Now, once you have rebuilt your credit or built your credit, you want to maintain it. So once you have good credit, you want to keep that momentum and watch your credit climb even higher. So you'll often find that once you establish your credit worthiness and have good financial habits, your credit score will continue its upward trajectory, right? Sticking to a budget and keeping your debt levels manageable are key to maintaining a healthy credit score. So as you rack up history on your on-time payments and keep your credit card balances low, your score will continue improving. As credit card companies see over time that you can be trusted and repay your money, then automatically they're going to start to increase your credit limits and often boosting your score even further. So building good credit is a long-term game. You have to be strategic. You have to be able to use the tools that are available to you. You have to be able to stay focused and watch your credit score, watch the types of purchases that you're making, and also how the credit cards can benefit you, because they too are tools. And by doing those things, I promise you, you will have a higher credit score. You will be at your most lendable point in being able to get the things that you want, using your money as a defense. And I would like to say thank you for joining us again for another episode of Money Management. Most High in Christ bless.